Biff likes to get it back there amongst them. He likes to have somebody to race with. Thinks it's cool passing all those cars and getting to the front. Whoa, round goes 10-4.
Not like that. Biffle's around.
Wow.
Keep digging there. Keep digging. Good job. Keep going.
He never hit anything.
No damage. Just keep going. Good job.
Not going to lose all that many spots.
Hey, guys, left front skirt just a little bit. I got the curb. 4 tires.
What he's talking about, Darrell, on the backstretch where he went through the grass, there's almost like some rumple strips over there, and it looks like maybe he bent the left front valence. You can see it right there.
Yeah, there's the dog leg back there, or the kink, and as you come to that kink, if you happen to hit those rumble strips, he just gets around all by himself. He was loose qualifying, Larry, and guess what? He's still loose.
We just had heard his radio transmission. You can see right there when the car bounced up in the air. That's when he hit those strips over there that he was pretty loose, pretty free, he said.
Right here, that's where you get in trouble down that back. Well, actually right there where the yellow starts.
Looking back from David Sturman. And from Kenny Wallace.
850, leader 18.
Rumble strips are there to prevent drivers from shortcutting the dog leg in the middle of the back straightaway and tossing dirt or stones up on the following cars.
Yeah, that's what used to happen. We'd drop our left wheels in there, and it would knock dirt and rocks out on the racetrack, and they'd have to throw a caution to clean it up. So they put the rumble strips in, and now it hurts your car.
They restarted, and they crashed in turn 2 the second time around.
Same thing happened to the 2 car here that happened to Greg Biffle a moment ago. The 2 car just got a little loose up there in the middle of coming off turn 2, and he wasn't so lucky.
See, Tim Fedewa in the 12 car, not very lucky either. Tim was actually having a pretty good run. A lot of damage on the 25 car of Ashton Lewis.
Clint Boyer spun, and Lewis could not avoid him coming around. Fedewa spun to try to avoid it. Backwards.
Yeah, he just come off the corner there. Very similar to what Biffle did, and the car got loose. He didn't have a lot of room there, and the car started taking evasive action, and the 12 got into him, the 25 did.
And there just was nowhere for the 25 Ashton Lewis or the 12 of Tim Fedewa to go.
It's a good shot right here. We should see him get sideways off now. He's already sideways there. And as you can see, he's into Ashton Lewis, which puts him into Tim Fedewa.
He came through that corner on the outside of Joe Nemechek, but no evidence of contact between he and Joe. Here's Tim Fedewa's on board. And
Hold on to it if you can, brother.
A couple of hard licks.
All right, we got hit on the right rear. Car came across the racetrack here, right rear. I'll tell you if he gets rolling.
I think that was the 25 of Ashton Lewis that came across and got him. Let's see what we see from Michael Waltrip.
Check up
That's
right here. Watch
just
it.
ahead.
Right here. Come on with it. Come on with it.
25 got into
There you go.
Ashton Lewis, 25, went low thinking that he could get underneath Clint Boyer, and of course thinking in the actual racetrack.
Well, you can use the apron here to make a pass. You get into 3, drop those left wheels on there.
Whoa. Brent Sherman goes around. Tyler Walker with him in the 38, and that piles up at least 4 cars. Sherman is the 58 on the right of your screen, and he brings out the caution for the 3rd time tonight. Jeffrey Bodine, 72, is involved. The 54 is David Gilliland.
54 is pretty hurt. It's hurt. See if we can figure out what happened here. 38's down on the bottom. He gets the left wheel down on the apron a little bit, and then he shoves right up into the 58 car there, and nowhere for these other guys to go.
David Gilliland in the 54 almost made it by on the high side, and they pinned him at the last minute. See Derek Cope in the 28 car just getting through.
Now there's the first contact. Both cars go around. Jeffrey Bodine has to spin his own car. 54 has no place to go.
I'm thinking Jeffrey Bodine's going to be okay. I don't believe he made much contact with anybody, but the 38 car definitely got down underneath car number 58 there, and Brett Sherman, and got into him, and that's what turned him around.
Everybody else, including Derek Cope, way up on the high side in the 28, able to get by without further incident. We're under caution in Phoenix.
Got to Joe Nemechek and Kenny Wallace and Michael as well. So, like we said last week, you can get past that first car around down here 5 of turn 4. Boston Reed is out.
Boston is out. Got a one.
Hard crash for Boston Reed in the number 5 of Hendrick Motorsports.
Sure killed the radiator there.
Yeah, the Lowe's car is
killed more than that.
pretty hurt.
Now,
Killed. Don't do anything stupid there, man. Look at
we talked about Greg Biffle would love to see some long green runs. I think this is just the caution that cars like Martin Truex Jr., Carl Edwards, Reed Sorensen, who just was on pit road just a few laps ago, I think they want to see this caution. They can make up that track position now.
Looks like somebody helps the 5 car around. Who is that?
That is Clint Boyer.
Clint there in the 2 car.
Fourth caution of the night, lap 44. And it's hard to see if the contact initiated the spin or was a result of it.
The 66.
Yeah, in the 60 of Edwards and Sorensen in the 41. They're in a little bit better shape than got one around down here off turn 4.
Michel Jourdain, the 10 car.
He had such a great race coming from 40th up into the top 15.
38 got in that really. He got his whole front end knocked in as well.
Oh, and that car is pounded.
Yeah. But these guys are driving like there's no tomorrow.
Did that car just snap loose?
It sure looked like it.
Who just got by was our pole sitter, Casey Kane, in the 6 car, who was back there after
21
that bad
as
pit
well.
stop.
Kevin Harvick, just watch Kevin Harvick's car.
Yeah, nobody touched Jourdain.
Doesn't appear.
Till now. Tyler Walker gets into him, and that sends him straight into the safer barrier.
Watch Harvick here. He's
Kevin
on
Harvick
the outside, and all of a sudden they're spinning. He says, uh-oh, I'm in the smoke. I'm in the, where are they?
Hello.
Good call.
He pretty much had to depend on that spotter.
He's doing a Tennessee waltz right there.
From Michael Waltrip, there goes the spin by Jourdain.
Now that's a through when you look back and see him.
Tyler Walker, all steamed up about that one.
Just watch Jamie McMurray, though, in the 64 car. He turned his car to the bottom. Car looks like it's working off the good. He's up to the 14th position.
Oh, round goes somebody. I can't tell who it is over.
Scott Legacy, the 40 car.
Scott Legacy Jr. in the Cotman's transmission, number 40, brings out the 6th caution of the night.
Guys, I just believe this is going to force Greg Biffle in the 66 car. He's going to have to pit because we're getting now where he's well over halfway through a fuel run, because remember, he's not been to pit road since lap 9.
I think this is a perfect time for him. He comes to pit road now.
Watch the yellow car of Legacy going in outside Justin Labonte. Yeah, they get together.
It's just hard to run underneath somebody here, especially coming off of turn 2.
Pretty heavy damage to the left front on Legacy's car.
Guys up front right now, we see Greg Biffle leading this thing, but in behind him, you got Tony Stewart, who followed real close to him, who just moved into 3rd place. Denny Hamlin, we got a car around right now, the 58 car.
Brent Sherman has spun, Jeff.
Yep, there you go.
Trying to get it going. Leaders are coming.
There was a slow car on the outside of the back straightaway, and then there may have been some contact there where Sherman, who was also involved in the 3rd caution of the night, brings out the 7th yellow flag at lap 86. He was way up high trying to stay out of harm's way with that flat left rear tire, and around it came.
Well, Larry, you think Biffle will pit this time?
I mean, they cannot make it from here, without stopping again. But, Darrell, I mean, now they're within about 20 laps that they'd have to make a green flag stop. I couldn't imagine that they will stay out there. Tires are fine. Fuel's the problem.
Yeah, no, I'd feel better about stopping now and hoping I got a lot of cautions and trying to make it at the end than I had to stay out there and hope I get another caution now that I'm getting close to being in my fuel window.
Take it from Jamie McMurray, Kane in the 6th, with Carl Edwards and Reed Sorensen looking in. Here's Sorensen to the inside, 2x2, and Kevin Harvick in the picture. Oh, Legacy Left front gave way and a hard hit. Caution is out.
Now this is when you're the crew chief on the 66. You're kicking yourself saying, man, I'd have just waited till the next caution.
You just never know.
Can't depend on the cautions.
Scott Lagasse Jr. trying to finish this race.
It's a hard hit.
She just won't turn.
But we have safer barriers here.
Shane Meal has 2 prior Busch Series starts here. Crashed both times.
Uh-oh, trouble on Hamlin. He got high down here in turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4. He got a tire down the right front. He had a fender rub. I saw that earlier from some damage, and I think he's got a right front down.
But he may be lucky because we have a caution, and he kept it off the wall.
He went into turns 3 and 4, and all of a sudden the car just shot up the track. I noticed some right front damage on that car.
Did not hit anything, but we do have a right front flat.
Into turn 3 here. He's in the middle of the corner, and all of a sudden I noticed well, actually this is coming off of turn 4. The thing had already shot up the track with him. And now he goes down here to turn 1, and he knows he got a tire down right there. He's lucky he didn't crash.
Matt's in his pit.
Luck charm, so they didn't want to let him back in. But they thought tonight was going to be the turning point, so they welcomed him back. Not trouble.
Michelle Jourdain back in the race, turned around.
Caution's out.
Somebody got into the back of him that
Sure
time.
did, Darrell.
Spun him around.
Darrell, I'll tell you, it took a long time for the field to lift out of the throttle. I mean, they were flying past Jourdain, and it's a good thing that car didn't spin up the racetrack.
I am just not a big fan of sending a race car back out on the racetrack when only half of it's there.
Now, he was not uncompetitive. He was running along on the bottom of the racetrack and pretty much out of harm's way for the most part.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay. He got turned around.
Well, let's see.
He got in somebody's way. See who it is back here. Somebody gets into him.
Pretty low on the racetrack.
Like Casey Kane maybe in the 6th car, a pole sitter.
I think you're right, Larry.
Now, what this is going to set up, I feel like that 4 of our top 5, Michael Waltrip, Shane Mill, Carl Edwards, Martin Truex Jr., I feel like those guys will have to come to pit road because they can make it from here on fuel. But I think Greg Biffle in the 66 car will stay out because he has enough fuel and he only has 20 laps on his tires. He had a problem a while ago with a missing lug nut.
Around goes somebody.
John Wood into the fence, turn 2. He's going to hold it off the wall.
Somebody got him going down in there. I'm not sure who it was. I think we're hearing it may have been 20.
Got one more coming back. Okay, you're okay.
Likely contact from Denny Hamlin. You see the left front of the rookie John Wood's car torn up.
It's him on the inside there. Denny Hamlin down on the inside in the 20 car. You can see he's got a little smoke coming off that right front still. Looks like she might have bottomed out, bounced a little bit, got into John Wood.
And Wood was having one of the best races of his rookie season. Watching from Shane Meal.
You see that 20 car kind of do a little hop as it got down in there. Smoke poured off the right front and into the 47 he went.
From Michael Waltrip.
Look at it right there
from David Stremme.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming all the way.
Didn't take a whole lot to turn him around.
Out. Yellow.
In fact, that 20 still got, he had a little damage, and he's got some more now. That's what got him in trouble to start with.
We restarted. We ran about 3 laps, and Carl Edwards gets together with Martin Truex. They spin in turn number 4, and that'll be the 12th caution of the night and lap 142.
It didn't hurt either car, but the problem is they're back in about 34th and 5th place.
Let's show you from Shane Meal's view, and he's gotten to see a lot of this tonight.
Whoa.
And to his credit, hasn't been involved in any of it.
Good job. You thought for riding.
Michael Waltrip.
Come on with it. There you go.
Mikey's seen a lot of action tonight.
He certainly has.
Mark Green spun down to the bottom to miss this after the incident happened, and don't see much damage.
that's two professionals right there.
And they just had made it back into the top 10.
Look at that.
Almost looked like synchronized spinning.
It did.
Sadler, who steamed around the outside for second. Yaley, Harvick, and Stewart are the top 5. Sauter, Kenny Wallace, Reed Sorensen, Paul Menard, and Jason Keller, the top 10.
But I think our problem...
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Reed Sorensen, the 41 car. McMurray, the 64 car.
32 car, the whole crowd.
At least 5 cars piled up.
The worst restarts tonight I think I've seen all year long.
A lot of damage on this 41 car. You see all the damage on Jamie McMurray, the 64 car. Remember, Reed Sorensen came into this race second in points. Looked like he had an opportunity to really capitalize on that with the problems that Carl Edwards had.
And a lot of right front damage on Shane Neal as well. Restart. Somebody doesn't get going.
Nobody
way up in the front. Nobody
Greg Biffle, our leader, the 66, didn't get going.
Very slow restart for Biffle, and everything stacks up behind him until there's nowhere to go.
Looked like it really started when Kenny Wallace in the 22 got to the back of Johnny Sauter in the 1, but really no one up in even front of them got going.
Let's ride with Kenny.
That's where the real problem started. Right?
You're good. You're good. You're good. Carlson's out. Carlson's out.
Now this is Shane Neal, and he got some of the worst of it.
Oh, David Stremme in the 14 got in the left side of him.
Michael Waltrip's view behind Denny Hamlin.
Stacking up, stacking up. Come here, just watch them. All over the bottom.
Wow, good getaway. How about David Stremme? Let's ride with the Navy car.
Green, green, green.
4.
Watch it, just back it down here. Back it down, watch this. Yellow's out. Got hit in the door. Anything here? You're okay, you're okay.
Restart like that, nowhere is safe.
Well, and the straightaway's narrow here, you know, with that inside wall. There's not a lot of room here, so you're going to involve a lot of cars.
That lap, but he's got a ways to go. 3 seconds to run down Elliott Sadler and Greg Biffle. As you look from Kenny Wallace.
Oh, got one in the wall down here.
Hard hit for Randy LaJoy. The Dollar General Chevy. He's going to come off turn 2 and coast down to the apron after wiping the right front off his car.
I think he had a right front going. It looked like he may have had a right front problem going into 1 down there. Man, he hit hard. Look at that. Baby is caved in. Coming right at us here. You can see the right front. There, it just falls down, and he's along for the ride at that point.
As soon as he started to turn in, Darrell, it went right down to the rim, didn't it?
Just load that tire up a little bit. She was soft, and it blew it out. Caution flags light up the night here in Phoenix. You're watching NASCAR on FX.